Aftertaste. The first Mega Gumball on the list. What does it do? When do you use it? And how useful is it? My name is Jigidi Jack, and this is an in-depth review of Aftertaste. Let's start with the basics. What does it do? When acquired, Aftertaste will allow you to keep all your perks after going down. This will last a full 3 rounds, not including the round you acquired it on. Now how good is this gobblegum? Early, mid and late game. In a solo game, during the early game, this gobblegum isn't very strong, since you still need quick revive for this to still work. Even if you do go down while you have quick revive, you will lose quick revive, but you will still keep aftertaste. If you are playing multiplayer though, this is a little stronger, since you will be able to keep all your perks, including quick revive, but the chances are you don't have that yet, since you are still getting other perks like Juggernaut and Double Tap. Now what uses does this have during the early game? In a solo game this can be very helpful, to some extent of course. Or you may only have 2 perks, say Quick Revive and Jug. This can be helpful for saving money, if you go down of course. If you go down, you'll be saving some points which would have gone back into Jug if you didn't have Aftertaste of course. If you did have Aftertaste though, that money could have gone to some other perks that you may want to buy, or even some doors to complete some more rituals that you still need to complete, and even Pack-a-Punch to some extent. Multiplayer is pretty much the same as solo. If you go down and you don't have Aftertaste, that money will go straight back into the perks that you lost. If you did have Aftertaste though, that money could go to something else, like perks and doors. Now when is it a good time to use Aftertaste during the early game? Firstly, you need perks for Aftertaste to have any use during any time of the game. Times that this could be useful is during the rituals and killing Margwas, but apart from that this gobblegum could be used just as a backup. Overall, this gobblegum is at its weakest during the early game, since the chances of you going down are still pretty low, and you most probably don't have many perks acquired. Now we are in the mid game. How good is it? During a solo game, this is stronger, since you will most likely have all your perks, or at least 3 of them. If you go down without Aftertaste, you will lose everything, and you will have to spend around 8,000 points of rebuying perks. If you did have Aftertaste though, you will only have to spend 500 points on rebuying one of the perks, which will be Quick Revive. In a multiplayer match, this is even stronger, since you won't even need to rebuy any perks if you go down with Aftertaste. But if you didn't have Aftertaste, you will most likely have to spend 9,000 points on rebuying perks. Now when should you use it? Just use it whenever the fuck you want. The only time I would ever use it is if I'm getting some crazy ping in a multiplayer match, but apart from that, just use it whenever you want. Overall, this gobblegum is very strong during the mid game, and can be used whenever you want if you get lucky enough from the gobblegum machine. Not only that, but it can be a very good counter to lag or ping, to some extent of course. Finally, we are at the late game, where this gobblegum is at its strongest. How is this gobblegum so strong then? You should have 4 perks by now, or even more perks. And each round takes longer to complete, meaning more use out of your Aftertaste gobblegum. So this gobblegum is a lot stronger in multiplayer than in solo, because there are more zombies in multiplayer, meaning more time on each round. This is still a very strong gobblegum in solo, but in multiplayer you just get more time out of it, making it a lot stronger in multiplayer. So when should you use it? Again, use it whenever the fuck you want. This gobblegum can be very strong at any time during the late game, so getting it from a gobblegum machine at any time during the late game will help you. Overall, this gobblegum is at its strongest during the late game, since the chances of you going down are pretty high. Not only that, but you are spending more time with this gobblegum. Another thing to note, the higher round you are, the stronger this will be, since you are spending more time on the higher rounds. Before we finish this video though, I should go through the cons of this gobblegum. Even though it says keep all your perks, in solo you still lose Quick Revive, and you can only buy Quick Revive 3 times. This will only last 3 rounds, making it next to useless during the early game, since the early rounds go so fast. Lastly, this gobblegum can be replaced by other gobblegums. If it gets replaced, you will lose all your perks when going down. Thanks for watching. If you agree or disagree, please tell me. I would like to hear your thoughts in the description on the gobblegum. Thanks for watching, and I will see you around.